Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are an international student planning to study in UK in 2025, one of the biggest questions you probably have is how much money will I actually be spending in a month in the UK? So in this video, I will cover and break down all the expenses like rent, bills, food, transport and other essential expenses, a comparison between living in London versus other cities and how you can survive on a student budget. Also at the end, I will give you tips on how to manage your expenses effectively and save as much as possible. So please make sure you watch till the end. So without any further delay, let's dive into the video. Your first and the biggest expenses will be your accommodation, which is your rent. Do you know 40 to 50% of what you earn will likely to go towards your accommodation? That means where you choose to live will hugely impact your budget and expenses. Rent cost depends on where you live. For example, if you live in London, it can go between £400 to £600 per month. But also, if you decided to live in central London, it will go around £2,000 per month. But other cities like Manchester, Birmingham, Coventry, Liverpool can be slightly cheaper, around £300 to £500 per month. Finding cheap accommodation in London as an international student can be tough, but with the right strategy, you can save hundreds of pounds per month. Here is the best action plan and my suggestion to secure affordable accommodation in London. So, start your accommodation search early, at least 3-6 months before arrival. Earlier you start, the better your options. Because student accommodation fills up fast, so don't wait till the end in last minute. There are lots of websites to search for the student accommodations like Amber Student, Right Moves and Joopla, Spare Rooms, or you can join some Facebook group. Now, let's talk about the area and the zone of the London. The London is divided in different transport zones which affects your rent prices. So zone 1 is the central London, which is most expensive. Zone 2 is still expensive but slightly better. Zone 3 and 4 more affordable, reasonable rent, and Zone 5 plus is cheapest but longer traveling times. These are the best budget-friendly areas in London zones, which is in Zone 3 and 5. So in the East London, you can Barking, Ilford, Stratford. South London can be Croydon and Lewisham. West London can be Southall, Hounslow. North London will be Tottenham and Edmonton. So do your research properly because a smart search can save you a lot of money. For example, I know few students who pay just £350 in a London Zone 3, including one-time meal, because they are staying with one of the Indian family as paying guests. So try to look for some family who has a room and is happy to rent it out to you. Be prepared when you first arrive. Likely you overpay for your accommodation because you don't know the zones, local rents and the area. Hence some students book temporary accommodations like a hostel, Airbnb, expensive student halls just to start. But once they settle down and know the area, then they look for the better deal. Also, networking with the student or work colleague are very helpful. You can expose yourself to different options. You can share your room or flat or house with your friends, which are the better, cheaper options. So here is my tip for you. If you cannot find any place before arriving here, please make sure you book a hostel or Airbnb or a hotel for at least 1 to 2 weeks and use this time to search for the long-term accommodation in person. Also be aware of scams. If a deal looks like too good to be true, there are chances something is wrong. If a person is not giving any contract, refusing to show the property, or requesting money upfront via PayPal, or the rent is super cheap in central London, like £300 to £400 per month, that means something is not right, and chances are someone is trying to scam you. Expenses will be your bills. Apart from rent, you may have additional expenses for your room. For example, if you are in student accommodations, bills are usually included. However, if you're living in a private accommodation, there is a chances you need to pay your bills separately. So please make sure you choose your accommodations and ask your landlord if the bills are included in the rent, because this can easily be £100 and £150 per month, like water bills, electricity and gas. There is also a council tax, but this is usually free for a student. So budget an extra £150 per month if you're planning to stay in a private rental and if bills are not included in the rent. Now, the third expenses will be your transport. If you are staying in London, public transport is really good and convenient. You can purchase different weekly, monthly pass for the students. For example, if you're staying in Zone 3 in London and you want a weekly pass for buses or underground tubes, it will cost you around £36.70 and monthly will be £141. So with £141, you can use any bus in any zones and the underground tubes in zone only 1 to 3. Another significant expenses is your food, which varies from student to student. Generally, if you cook your food and avoid eating out frequently, you will spend around £150 to £200 per month. Last but not least, miscellaneous expenses, including your mobile SIM card contract, Wi-Fi connections. Also on Wi-Fi connection, check with your landlord if it is included in the bills. If not, expect paying around £30 to £35 per month. And the other like general hygiene items such as shower gel, shampoo, oil, clothing, you will likely to spend around £50 to £100 on these items. So now let's add everything up to see your total monthly expenses. So the rent £400 to £600, bills £100 to £150, transport £150, food £150 to £200, and other miscellaneous expenses £100 to £150. So total expenses per month will be £900 to £1,250. Now the question arises, can you afford these expenses from your part-time jobs? The answer is yes. So please check out my other video on my channel where I have explained the minimum earning you can expect as a student in UK, so you can calculate and see how much money you can save in a month. So here are my 3 tips to save money. So first, find affordable accommodation early, cook at home instead of eating out, use a student discount on transports and shopping. So if you find this video helpful, give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more student tips. Drop a comment below what is the biggest concern about studying in UK, and I will answer your questions to ensure you don't struggle in your fantastic journey. And please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss out any of my next video where I will be discuss other topics and help the student find part-time jobs if you're coming to London and your visa is approved. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye. Namaste.